happens a year. So thank you for coming. It's, you need
Oh, you want this?
Let's go around with introductions. I'm Charlie, AC0CD.
Tom, AD0HF.
Brad.
Oh, new man?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Outstanding.
Gary?
Gary, K0GT.
Jack, WA0KNN.
Paul, KD0TIX.
Al, K0HWE.
Agnes, KD0EHC.
Dave, K0RN. Vince, N2AIE. Rod, K0VAS.
Dan, WB0
Ron, K0QVF.
Dave, WA9HDC.
Larry, AD0QS. Bob, K0CQN. Mike, AC0PV. Jim Joseph, W0JEZ. Bill, AD0JS. Dave, NM0S.
Milo, KD9CJZ.
Tim, W8KSC.
Larry, K050TM. Barry, W0YY.
Brian, KK0YSQ.
Joe, WB0YFL. Bill, N0LNO.
Outstanding. Good turnout tonight. I see on the top of the list we have a treasurer report. You want to give us a run out there, Mr. Treasurer?
As of 12/1, we have $9,741.01.
And 1 cent. That's good. Yes?
And that's approximately $1,000 low because I've been waiting to collect all the money from the shirts that we've already paid on. So I'm just saying that's an outstanding income that I'll be getting to Brian soon.
Oh, okay. You haven't heard any more from, I will mention that here, from the clubs and leagues? Yeah, okay. Okay. So clubs and leagues, last December they said that yes, indeedy, we're going to cut a check for everybody, all the clubs. And then he put this little caveat in there. He says, as soon as we find the guy with the checkbook. Now, the guy retired, and so they don't know he took the book and the money, and I don't know what's going to happen with that. So we've been waiting for a month to find out where the money is and how much we get. So it's supposed to come. Like I said, I requested 9,000, and if we get 4,000, that'd be wonderful. So there's a rumor that there's going to be a big field day again this year. Hopefully not 19 stations. That didn't really work out too well. But so would be nice if we could have somebody from this club to work with. I suppose Greg Lind is he's afraid to come, I guess. Defend himself on this. To be a liaison here to keep everybody informed on what's going to happen and that kind of thing. So just to keep that in mind. And then just a thought, it's been a couple years since we had a Collins event. I think the last one was back in 13, the 80-year one. So it's been a couple years. Maybe we can find something, a KWS one that's was released 50 or 60 years ago or something, and we can call it an event, give it a week to percolate, maybe September or something like that in the fall. But, you know, it's nice. People seem to like that when we put the stations on the air officially. And we do get the station on the air more often when we do that. So keep that in mind. Maybe in the July time frame after field day, we'll decide what to do in the fall. Talking about July, I have talked to the guy that's doing the D-Expedition out to Palmyra. And in addition, in conjunction with the Eastern Iowa DX Association, their meeting normally is April 22nd, like that Friday when we normally meet on the third Tuesday down at St. Luke's. So I had invited him, and he said, well, why don't we run them together? So the thought is we'll have one meeting, then we'll invite all the 3 local clubs, anybody else that wants to come, and he'll give us a talk on the experience he's having right now as we speak out on Palmyra. I'm pretty sure it's not 0 degrees out there, so he's probably having a lot of fun. So he'll give us a talk on this particular de-expedition on the next club meeting in April. Okay, NZ 03 watt whisper station is still up most of the time. Sometimes it just shuts itself down. I haven't figured out why that is. The radio turns itself off. Go back up and turn the radio up and start up the program again. So you can check on the whisper thing. All the radios are up except the S-line transmitter. There's a whole list of problems with that. The antennas are up. Come up and use the station at 112. If you're on the list, it does work. After I've retired back in November 18th, I checked it out, went up, got up to the station. Everything's cool. They got me through the door. Give me a restricted badge. So it works, but don't just go to the station. Don't be wandering around the plant. We don't want anybody to, we want to keep as low a profile as possible with that. And what needs to be done, there's parts for about 3 HF80s up there if anybody's really motivated to get HF80s to do the job. Periodically the D-Star seems to have a problem because it's just, we're out on the 300-foot antenna, our tower, and the repeater for the internet is just hitting the edge of the building, and at 1.2 gig, buildings start being kind of solid. You don't get much bending at that frequency. So we need to lift the antenna on one end of that. And also, one of the dreams is to have a remote station, and that everybody in the club can access. Well, I've started thinking about that doesn't have to be on campus. So maybe we'll find somebody off campus that has an all-band antenna, and we'll just hook a radio up to that, and anybody with this magic password can get in and operate the thing. Yes?
How far are we on? We were starting to work on the remoting. Greg Lynn was heading it up with Joey, I'm trying to remember his last name right now, and actually writing some software to do remote control of the HF80. We had aspirations of doing an audio link through like a Skype or something like that.
That's true, but the DSL line that we have is a dog. And we couldn't get two-way communication very well.
Okay.
Because it's online, you can't use the Rockwell because you can't just call in blind through the firewall.
Sure.
So that's one thing we're working on. Next, Mike.
We're still having a Thursday night, work night at Main Plant Shack. That's just something for most Thursdays anyways, barring exceptions, of course.
Is it Thursday or Wednesdays?
Sorry, Wednesday. That's a typo there. Wednesdays at 4:30. Thank you, Charlie. Where we get together and just pick away at whatever we need to get done. In the near future, we've been talking for some time on getting these antennas up on the tower that's in the bullpen at Main Plant, and we're now inside of 1 month for that to happen. The good news is that the bullet item right below there where it shows preparation for day of the lift, that's pretty much the extent of what needs to be done yet. I mean, there's a few things that are very doable, but we're definitely looking for help on that. I say tentative because talking to Joe Spleen, that's the latest information they have when I talked to them about a week and a half ago. So if anybody wants to do it, help out with it, tell us on a balmy February day.
Talk about picking a perfect antenna day, man.
So,
middle of February.
The big thing that we'll need to get ready is to get the stack assembled ahead of time so that we're ready to go. And Charlie and I have been talking about that. We've got some plans for it. So I think we can get the entire mast with the VHF and UHF antennas on them shimmed up on the east side of the main plant building decent enough, and then on the day of, stand it upright and attach the HF beam and then have them make a place to the lift. There's a little bit, some of the things you can see down below there. One of them, for example, I've got a new rotor mounting plate already purchased and in hand. Just have someone mount that up, make sure the holes fit, make sure we got all the mounting hardware, all the bits and pieces, just so this goes as smoothly as possible when Tri-State is here to do the lift. So that's it, and that's the big effort coming up here in the middle of February. Next slide. Some more progress on the antennas, and this happened. When was this, Charlie? This is before or after Christmas?
No, it was before.
Okay, December. Thank you.
No, it was the 19th of December, because I came in on a pass the day after I retired. I was back in the plant.
So, yeah, Charlie spent his first day of retirement back at Rockwell College. So,
But not in Rockwell College, on Rockwell.
true.
That's right, on top of it.
A real big thanks to Vince, Mike Busher, and Charlie here for making this happen. We spent the better part of a day, about 4 hours, and got it all completed. The picture you're looking at is taken while standing on the roof of Building 166, looking east over the G-plant. So this mast is mounted on the east roof edge of Building 166, and we have the satellite VHF and UHF beams that Vince Squared were working on, mounted, the rotor's up, the LNAs are mounted, the feed lines run. The one thing that we have to do yet, and I now have all of the material in hand, we just needed some solder work to do and some cable assembly to make it happen, is to run the lines outside the building from the bulkhead panel up to the LNAs for DC power and rotor control. But we did a dry run, and amazing what a beam like that VHF does of being able to hit a repeater in town.
Yeah.
We did a quick dry run and buried the S meter, so at the end I think we don't have anything seriously wrong. So we did one quick dry run. It appears all of our feed lines are working. We've got everything plumbed from the shack, from the radio all the way up to the antennas. When we get this last control cable fabricated, then it's fully live, ready to go, ready for people to automate and start tracking oscillators.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the work of the actual hardware that's going up, in, and outside of the shack and main plant. The other piece I've been picking away at is actually doing the documentation. This is so that we'll have a binder in main plant, so when you come in and you see multiple radios, multiple feed lines coming down, what goes where, how do I operate it? There is a rhyme to the method to the madness. And so I started the documentation for the control signals as well. What we need to do is we have to get the same thing, get an end-to-end routing of, okay, if I want to use this radio on this antenna, how do I hook it up? And so we'll get that all documented. Looking for, I think Vince Bella has started that. But once that's all done, that'll be in the station finder there, so people don't just walk in. And I know some people tend to get a little intimidated at times just because there's just cable running everywhere. But I think in general, though, Charlie's done a really good job in cleaning that up, incorporating the Zato Sphinx link switches for the feed lines and radios. So once we get the final stack up on the tower, we'll have a pretty good operating station.
Yep, all the way from, I don't think we have a 160 antenna, but all the way from 80 to 70 centimeters.
Yep.
Ready to go. Satellites.
Yep.
Pretty neat.
Next slide. Okay, so we call polo shirts. And so the second order's been placed in the Cotton Gallery now. And I'll send out through Brian McCoy or Vince and the folks that have the club white list, a mass mailing when those come in. And just one thing I wanted to mention is that I still have 3 shirts yet from the first order that need to be picked up yet. And we'll do the next few days getting all of the money that I've collected thus far to try for the cost. And final note is on the 233 restoration project. In my opinion, anyways, there's been a big breakthrough. Mr. Jim Jones has now got the bi-supply working. That had his hamstring for about 4 months, I'd say. And he was basically discovered that one of the transformers had been wired the wrong tap. We had been running it up and live for quite some time and over voltaging some capacitors, but it's okay now, don't worry. So now we're back to where we were before, which is, okay, let's actually get some RF power out of the exciter, and then we'll keep moving the ball down the field, and hopefully now, this thing's fully operational. If anybody wants to help out and work on electronics where the low voltage is at 208 volts, contact Hughes Jones.
If you like the hair standing up on the back of your arm, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bring your good lab practices with you. I'll sit down there with Jim. He was showing me, he's in there with the chassis up on end and up there. Yeah, this side of the transformer's fine. Well, I can't got a kilovolt there. Yeah, he said, Jim, well, that's live, right? So all this stuff's insulated. It's great.
blow the end off your VOM meter. In the last meeting, you got any more to say there? No, that's it. Huh? In the last meeting, we approved to turn this little radio into a 100-watt radio with this. I have all the cables, but I don't have them all labeled and documented. There's bunches of things to hook up to get everything going. So I'm going to take pictures of it and include it in the manual here. So when you check the thing out, there'll be pictures on how to hook up all the cables and all that. I've hooked it all up. It all works, and you see the thermometer right here shows you how much power you're putting out. Change that by twisting the power out knob. So then it'll be virtually equivalent to a K3. The two of them together. So for your information, that's what that is. And I think any other, oh wait. Somebody want to talk about the science fair? Were you going to talk about that?
Yeah.
Please do.
Okay. As in years past, the Eastern Iowa Science and Engineering Fair will be at Bloomingdale Mall in March. College Amateur Radio Club, along with Cedar Valley Amateur Radio Club, very generously sponsored an award for the best use of radio or radio electronics in a project. I asked the club if they would support that again this year, and I'll make the same pitch at the next CBAR meeting. If that's a go, then we'll be interested in getting judges to help look at the projects on that Saturday. I think it's been 1917, something like that.
All right. I make a motion that we support the science club with $50, right?
Up easy, yeah. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed by the same motion? Okay, it has passed. $50.
Thank you very much. And again, if you think you might be free on that on Saturday, consider being one of the judges and look around and see what students do when they concentrate on science and engineering.
Where in the mall is this being held?
It'll be in the open areas for that. They actually run it out of the basement.
Okay.
But all the students are on the upper level, the main level, from the Sears end all the way down.
So walk in the day of and you can't miss it.
You can't miss it.
Okay, excellent.
And then if you're lucky, email me that there should be a judge. I'll give you all the details of where to meet and how to do it.
Good. All right, any other thing? Okay, I asked Rod to give us, to cover us this as a speaker this time. I called it Emergency De-Expedition. He said, why that? Because, well, he wasn't planning on diverting to Darwa, and when they arrived there, him and Tom says, well, we're here. Let's have ourselves a de-expedition. So they did. And so he's going to tell us how all that went.
Okay. Let's take a minute here and switch projectors. I don't know if mine's on yet. It's going to take a minute to warm up. Have you got yours shut off?